Hey, what's up guys, Benny here, and welcome to the top 5 meta loadouts that you want to be running on day 1 of Warzone Season 1 with the Black Ops 7 integration, because I know it can be a little bit overwhelming when all the new guns are thrown at you. So hopefully this video is going to help you out with what guns you should be using. And if it does, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going to hop in with our very first loadout, which includes the 2 brand new weapons that are available in the Season 1 Battle Pass, the Assault Rifle, the Maddox RFB, and the KOGO 7 SMG. Now, we're going to hop straight in with the Maddox. This thing is an absolute powerhouse. Now, one thing to bear in mind, there are no longer 8 attachment weapons. There has been a complete overhaul on how attachments are going to work. And also, if you want, you can see on the bottom left-hand side, there is just a build code that you can put into the game and you'll be able to get the weapons straight away doing that. So it's going to be a lot quicker to get the right loadouts if you don't know where all the attachments are. You're going to notice there are going to be a lot more iron sight builds because you no longer have those 8 attachments, and you want to make sure you use those 5 attachments to improve your gun in the best way possible. And we're going to be doing that with the monolithic suppressor. That's going to give us that no minimap firing ping, and also give us the bullet velocity and damage range that we expect. Yes, it does punish your ADS a little bit, but it is worth the trade-off. Then barrels. You will see above each attachment, it says long barrel, mid-range barrel, hybrid barrel, short barrel, control barrel, and then also you have like prestige attachments, which is a whole nother kettle of fish. But I like to go for the control barrel because that's a horizontal and vertical recoil, and as well as increased bullet velocity. Yes, your mobility does get punished, but you want your assault rifle and your long-range gun to be as much of a laser beam as possible. The control barrel is going to allow you to do that. Then we've got the underbarrel as the horizontal recoil control, VAS drift lock foregrip. This is going to help you not have that wobble side to side. It already has a base 40-round mag, so we don't need to use a magazine here, which is very, very helpful when we only have 5 attachments. So instead, we go for the VAS Spire Grip. This is vertical recoil reduction, recoil gun kick, and first shot recoil control. Really helps when you kind of snap onto your opponent and get those shots off, and you can laser them. However, if you do really want to have an optic, you can get rid of the rear grip and then put an optic on instead. And our final attachment is just to increase the bullet velocity because it doesn't have the best bullet velocity. We want to get it over 1,000. And then that is why we're using the high velocity ammo to make it a really viable assault rifle in the meta. Then the SMG, the KOGO 7, we're going to go with the muzzle. It's going to just be the base suppressor. We don't want to punish our mobility because our SMG we're getting up close and personal with our opponents. You want as good mobility as humanly possible. Then we've got the barrel as the handling barrel because this thing has a lot of kick. And you need that recoil stabilization because it goes flying all over the place otherwise. So 11.7-inch Cinerus barrel is what you're going to want to throw on the KOGO. Then for the underbarrel, we're going for the mobile recoil foregrip. This not only increases your movement speeds, as you can see, you get 5.6 meters a second. It also gives you that horizontal recoil control, just helping eliminate that side to side, which is a lot harder to control with the controller. Then we're going to use a 40-round mag. I would go for the 50, but once again, the punishments are pretty big. But if you feel like you need it, you can, but the 40-round mag does the job. And then finally, we go for the Axi grip, the bolter control grip. Just once again, first shot recoil control, vertical recoil control, and that recoil gun kick. It really does help with this SMG. Great mobility, great TTK, and a lot of fun to use. Now, if you're wondering what perks and stuff to use, that has also been completely overhauled. So I'm just spending a little bit more time than normal on this part. Melee weapons, just a knife. Tactical, you can go with your heartbeat sensor as well, which is one of the only counters to Ghost. I like kind of running smoke grenades just so I can get across the space. And then lethals, claymores can actually one-shot kill an opponent when they're fully plated. Slightly broken, but some of the perks do counter it pretty well. Now, perk 1, I like to go for Mountaineer. Means that I can kind of jump off of like kind of high buildings, keep my momentum with the combat roll. Really, really helpful attachment. Then perk 2, there are 2 choices for you. If you're a really aggressive player, going for Sprinter, this could be great on Resurgence maps. If you go for Sprinter, this is going to allow you just to kind of fly at people. Very, very good. You get Tac Sprint, which is now kind of removed as default from the game. Kind of really helps with the pacing. Then alertness, you can tell when people are 30 meters away from you. You can kind of also get that alert ping when someone's looking at you so you can react that little bit quicker. Very, very helpful perk. Then perk 3, I've been running adaptive. This means that you get, when your plates aren't full, you gain a 10% movement speed increase. So when you're getting shot at, helps you get away faster. And if your plates are full, you get faster ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. So when you're going into a fight, you can get up your gun up, shoot that little bit quicker. Very, very good. Let's move on to our next two guns. Now, the AK-27. This is the best sniper support because of the prestige attachment, the enhanced cycle system. This actually means that the horizontal recoil is 0. It only goes up and down. Yes, it has a bit of vertical recoil, but we can counter that. We're then going to go for the 40-round mag, penalty to your comp, but you want those 45 rounds. Then you want the 17.6 Vandal heavy barrel, vertical and horizontal recoil control, bullet velocity. Now, once again, the big thing with this is we don't have horizontal, so you could, but we do want that vertical and bullet velocity. But there are so many build options, which is absolutely insane. Monolithic suppressor, once again, stay off the radar, bullet velocity, damage range increase. And then because this is my kind of sniper support, I do want an optic because I need to be able to shoot up close as well as medium range. So I use that Lethal Tools ELO, which is super, super clean. Once again, build codes all there. Then sniper, one shot, VS Recon, very, very nice. Monolithic suppressor, 23-inch G-force barrel, the R1 shelf grip, just faster ADS, stable heavy pad, and then bullet velocity rounds just to kind of finish it off. So you've got high bullet velocity, once again, so you can get that hit scan feel and get those one-shot headshots. Though people do now have the ability, if you hate getting shot by a sniper and getting killed once in one shot, if you run the Survivor perk from Perk 3, you can no longer get one shot killed by a sniper, which is slightly insane. If you struggle with snipers taking you out all the time, especially on big map, this might be the perk for you. Brilliant update. So many options in your loadout now. Now, this is probably one of my favorites, the X9 Maverick Burst Assault Rifle. It is absolutely meta. Like, it is incredibly good. So the build here is going to be the Lethal Tools ELO optic, because you can with this, because you don't need to use a mag attachment. Monolithic suppressor, the 17.6-inch hybrid barrel for increased ammo capacity as well as damage range and bullet velocity increase. Then we go for the stock, which is the Strider overstep, just so you've got that faster ADS and aim walking movement speed, so you can strafe shoot a lot better. And then finally, we go for the high pressure rounds for that increased bullet velocity. So great mobility, really fast TTK, super easy to use, a great, great choice, especially for Resurgence. Then, arguably what everyone is deciding is the #1 SMG out of the Black Ops 7 weapons right now, the Dravic 45. And the build that I've gone for here, the muzzle, we've gone for the Bowen 45 suppressor. Then on top of this as well, we then go for the 19-inch EAM Horizon barrel, the Gator extended mag. We then got the Herald Z1 grip, just for great mobility options. And then also the Serval Q-step stock, just once again, aim walking movement and ADS speeds. Really does help. Bit of flinch, but that's okay. It's a good trade-off. Now, our next loadout, we've got our LMG of choice. Now, LMGs, I think, are slightly overrated, but it's still a very, very good option for medium to long range, just because of those larger magazine sizes. Monolithic suppressor, 22-inch Impulse HB 762 barrel, the Bowen Sentry, the Fleet G2 grip, and then the Swift Guard stock for the rest of the build. Very, very helpful. Once again, remember, those build codes are in the bottom left if you just want to kind of copy it across. And then that is paired with the MPC25. This thing shreds. It is like the classic Black Ops 2 SMG. I think this is going to be one of everyone's favorites. Muzzle, standard suppressor. We want that recoil stabilization and no minimap ping. Underbarrel, you're going to go for that flow guard, the mobile recoil foregrip, just for better movement speed and horizontal recoil control. 50-round mag, the Phonototic adaptive grip for fast, better mobility, and then also the recoil sync unit just to help bring that recoil down a little bit more as well. But if you don't mind with the recoil, you can get rid of that and then throw on the ADS stock. So great options. Once again, it all comes down to your personal preference. I just like that extra bit of recoil control on the MPC. Then our final attachment, the MXR. This is such a good assault rifle and is a very unique build because this is one of the few guns that I actually go for the compensator over the monolithic on, just because I think you need that extra vertical recoil control. Then we got the 17-inch Greaves control barrel just for vertical and horizontal recoil control, increased bullet velocity. The lateral precision grip for that horizontal recoil control, the 60-round mag. This is incredible for quads, especially if you're playing Haven's Hollow. And then the stock is the Gate Lux stock for ADS and aim walking movement speed. And I pair that with the M10 Breacher because this is a one-shot kill with the 12-gauge slugs up to 30 meters. So if you're inside of a building, you're holding, you pre-charge. As soon as someone comes in, one shot kill up close, risk versus reward. If you've got a great shot, you're going to be able to do bits with this. And I think people are going to go slightly insane with shotguns. And we've not had that in a long time, especially since Vondel was happening. But we've also got the skeleton stock here just for better mobility. The EAM Steady 90 grip for better horizontal recoil, but additional movement speed. The light barrel, because once again, we've got one shot headshot with a charged slug. So you just want as good mobility and ADS speed as possible. And then the lethal tools so you can line up that headshot as good as possible. But guys, those are my top 5 loadouts for day 1. I hope they help you. The game feels fantastic. Enjoy. Let me know what you find is working for you down in the comments, and I'll see you next time for more. Thanks for watching.